We're back on.
They give me visa. Just like that, because of the notes. And then see, yeah, you have to keep the note on him. I was like, you know what, just go. They give me like a 4 straight visa, 4 years from the embassy straight away. Yeah. And when I went, I was like, you can change this to citizenship. So the recommendation was coming from, and with that thought, when we were young, you always keep on thinking, because we all were. I was a victim before. To be honest, I was really a victim. I used to think that, why is Africa poor? We are this and that and stuff like that. And if you come to the UK, everything is working, there's train, there is vehicles, beautiful bosses, computer is talking to you on the car. You just enter in a Tesla and then Tesla is talking to you. You're like, this is not happening in Africa. But the whole real truth is, when you go to a point where you understand that, there was a misunderstanding of the concept for this whole thing. This was like something that they put on the book that was re-edited back, where you're supposed to learn about the truth, but now you learn about the photocopy of the truth. Now that photocopy become edited 3 times, and now you come out with that reality and forget that you were from a place. As he said, in America was just, it was founded by some merchandise. If you check the history, according to what they taught us directly, it was some merchandise passing by.
It's really weird. We got kicked off YouTube. Everything else is working. I don't know why. We got kicked
Oh,
out.
really?
Yeah.
So what are we streaming on something else right now?
Facebook, Twitter, and Telegram.
So we're kicked off YouTube, kind of, or something.
I'm just trying to
That's strange. Okay.
Just because I said COVID.
I don't think so.
No, I don't think that's what.
Keep going. I'll find it.
What we did say. So we're actually still on the other channels, like right now.
Yeah.
So they're watching us talking about YouTube cooking us up.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's really interesting. So we've been kicked out because we, So now you find out how America was founded. It was a lot of people coming from Asia, from Africa, from Europe. All these people are, America. If you ask everyone to go back to your pure origin, nobody's left there.
Nobody wanted to go, you say, or what?
Indians.
Nobody is left. There is no American. If like Jake, where are you from? I'm from America, but actually the root is maybe you're from Cuba. Maybe he's from, Jamaica. Maybe he's from Africa. You understand? Like this is what I'm saying. As he said, because it's a country which really, if you find out that it was founded. So now the only thing that they can do to get other countries is when you are losing economy, what you do is you impose war on other people to be able to get what they are looking for. You understand? So I think there's a sense of truth that we are not understanding as we the youngsters. Actually, I mean, it's like we the youngsters coming and them trying to impose all this war in. Then it was where it was Syria, it was Libya and stuff like that. And it's still continuing right now. You understand? So the question is, what is going on? What is really going on? And you and I will always be posted out. So now when you start talking about the truth in the media, they cut you off.
Yeah. Well, you never know. I don't know if it was just dropped from some other reason, but maybe they didn't like what we were talking about. Maybe, there's certain truths it's YouTube
How many people? Well,
YouTube doesn't like.
There's a few watching
on YouTube because, I don't know. You never know with YouTube these days. I don't know. I mean, it's possible.
Yeah.
It is not beyond the realm of possibility that could be the reason for it, but.
No, we're back up again.
We even had still more to talk about.
We're back up again. Okay.
On YouTube,
We could talk about
we even had still more to talk about.
We're back up.
I was going to talk about this climate. You probably saw some of that. I was going to talk about the climate. You probably saw some of that. I was going to.
Oh yeah, there was John Kerry was there.
I was going to.
Oh yeah,
because today he's
John
now
Kerry
in
was
China, so he was like maybe he's very active. I tell you what, I was going to because today he's now in China, so he was like really he's very even when he's here in Belarus, it's like because today he's now in China, so he was like really he's very even when he's here in Belarus, it's like because today he's now in China, so he was like really he's very even when he's here in Belarus, he's in China, so he's now in China, so he was like really it's very even when he's here in Belarus, he's in China, so His cause, it's supposed to be about the cause. He was talking about his cause. He's actually being rational. It's supposed to be about the cause. It's pollution. But they don't want to hear that really. They want to hear CO2 and climate change and things. And even though climate change has been happening since thousands or millions of years, actually. So, I mean, at least they changed the name and they call it climate change. They used to call it global. First, it was the greenhouse effect. I remember back when I was studying climate in the university. And then they changed it to man-made global warming. And then there are a lot of things, well, we can't prove that, so let's just call it global warming. And now they changed the word to climate change, which is accurate. And of course, it's never going to change to anything else besides that, because climate change has always existed. So, but anyway, Lukashenko was saying that the worst part of what is going on in the world, the dirt and the pollution, is because of war. And he's absolutely right. And people don't really talk about that. What is the worst pollutant in the world? If you look at what's going on in Ukraine, you have depleted uranium now going all over the place. And just the war itself. Look at all the rubble. Look at all the rubble in Gaza. And can you think about what it's, I mean, and all the people, even the breathing in this dust and what they're going to have to do. Where are they going to put all this rubble and the ruined cars, the smashed cars and but people, if you talk about these,
in Ukraine, they've just sold 400 square miles or something to dump toxic waste.
Toxic waste. I mean, look at how desperate these people are for money, and look at how much they love their country. 400 square kilometers, and that deal was made with the new Soros, Alexander, excuse me, Alexander Soros. I was gonna, and 400 square kilometers of contaminated waste.
From where though? From Israel?
No,
or just in general.
A lot of these companies, and there's like Dow Chemical and lots of them. It's lots of waste from pharmaceutical industries. I have it.
I mean, it's going to be all like chemical waste.
Medical waste as well, they said.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yes. But a lot of what Lukashenko was doing, he was reading off a script on a lot of this, and then he went off script, and you see he wasn't reading any notes, and he did really well. Can you imagine Obama or Joe Biden? I mean, that would have been really messed up, So he's like Trump. He's got his wits about him still.
Yeah.
At least that's
Obama was a pretty good speaker. I mean, I think I'm not saying.
Well, he said he can't read without a teleprompter, but actually I think he can, but
his voice though, I mean, everything, and mentally he was sharp. I mean, whether or not I agree with him or not, which most of the things
charismatic. He had some positive things, but he was not a very nice guy. He killed.
I think the only person that I don't always understand when he's speaking is Joe Biden.
Nobody understands Joe Biden.
He's embarrassing.
Yeah, anytime he talks about something, is like you have to listen to the video like 2-3 times to understand what he's saying, and mostly it doesn't make sense.
I remember I saw this is even before stuff got really bad, like 6 months after he got in, and then the whole Afghanistan thing, the withdrawal there. But before the Ukrainian war, it was like between that time. It was between that summer when we withdrew from Afghanistan, the United States withdrew from Afghanistan, and then before Ukraine started. He was just like, there was just so much crap that he was doing. It was embarrassing the country so much. Even at that time, that I saw people on Facebook, who I would ordinarily think would be like pro that Democratic Party, who were like, you need to resign. Like you're making a fool out of our country. Just get you're not competent. Get out of the office. And I can't even imagine. I don't really follow too much of that side of the political spectrum in the United States, but I'm sure it's probably even worse now because just the stuff and since the Ukrainian war and the Israeli thing, all the lying that's going on is just, and it's mostly coming from the West.
Yeah,
the propaganda is the worst, and it's the most heavily jilted propaganda coming out of the West. Whereas throughout the Ukrainian conflict, there's always propaganda from each side in pretty much every war, but the Russian side has been a lot closer to the truth in a lot of things.
Well, when Russia, I don't think they really lie, but they
they might
not in a real sense. But if they are lying, like I heard somebody say, they lie by omission.
Yeah,
they just don't tell you something, and instead of lying, they just won't tell you. They won't announce some of the bad things, And it's not that they're out killing anybody or nothing like that. It's definitely not on purpose, apparently.
Yeah, that's debatable though. Some people would argue that lying by omission is kind of like lying. It's not. It's not. It's. I'm saying you're wrong. Some people would say lying.
Yeah.
Leaving something out is essentially lying. But
Of course.
it's debatable.
Well, I think that is the best language that you can use, possibly.
Yeah.
If you
It's the
understand
best way you can do something
Exactly.
without actually lying. Is
Yeah.
to not talk about it.
Yeah.
But
Well, it's not as deceptive.
yeah,
See,
it's not as deceptive. You're
like,
not,
like again, I'll go back to what I was saying about Lukashenko, and you talk about, about the environment, and you look at, he says the ones that are talking about the environment most are the ones that actually are the ones destroying it the most.
pollution.
Yeah.
And a good example of that is, again, Annalena Baerbock, or the Green Party, Habeck, and Annalena Baerbock. And here they are, the Greens Party. They're talking about, but yet Annalena Baerbock is probably the biggest warmonger. They're actually the war party of Germany, and they're the Green Party. And then Lukashenko was saying war is the worst pollutant. And it's like, I guess he needs to invite Annalena Baerbock and Habeck,
How's Germany's military? What do they need a war party for? I heard that Poland could invade. If Poland invaded Germany right now, they would conquer them in like a week.
Well, that's probably
I heard
true.
that the
That's probably
German
true.
military is
I think
ghost.
pollution, as you said, like the biggest pollution in the world is war. I think he's really he's really right there,
He's
because
he's right. Nobody ever talks about that.
no, because at the end of the day, if you check out, okay, let's take example of Israel, or maybe let's say Libya. I was in Libya actually.
Oh.
One time, because it's I was in Tunisia, then I have to just cross to Libya to go and check what it was like and how it was like before. You find out that is one of the most polluted area now. If you look at it, because Libya before, it was one of the most cleanest city, one of the most cleanest country let me say in the world. And everything was technological. You understand? Come to now. Go to Gaza. Gaza is a holy place. It's a beautiful place where you visit before and go. But look at Gaza now. Gaza is no more Gaza.
Mm-hmm.
Ukraine, all those beautiful buildings, like where are they?
Mm-hmm.
What is more than polluted? What is more than pollution than that? Even this oil that we normally refine and is polluting more bigger smokes. Trust me, the war is more of pollution than that one we have right now, because at least it's filtered in the air. But this one is going to stay.
Well, look at the Nord Streams too. They blew them up, and that was the biggest release of what they, they're talking about all these greenhouse gases. I think even
They're
Tucker
releasing right
Carlson
to
said
the ocean.
that was the biggest release of greenhouse gases probably in decades, or maybe.
Doesn't the U.S. military produce most CO2 as well?
The thing is, though, our carbon levels are higher than they were for like the last 200, 300 years since they've been able to have the technology to record it. But from a historical standpoint, it's really nothing compared to some of the things that have happened in the past, where like you had 30,000 times the carbon levels in our atmosphere at the end of the pre-Cambrian.
Another thing you have to realize is carbon is not is not a pollutant. Carbon is a necessary thing, and I think we have a deficiency of carbon dioxide in the world.
Carbon based.
Look at the look at the
Carbon-based.
photosynthesis. Look at photosynthesis. Look at what is the formula of photosynthesis? What's the number one thing? CO2.
Yeah.
They need CO2 to create oxygen
CO2 and
for
water.
life. You get rid of CO2 and we're all going to be dead. So, and then we want zero emissions.
Oh no, it's not a bad thing. Is not what I was saying either. But a lot of the people in the on that side of things would want to say it is, or just like kind of push that carbon narrative, blah blah blah. But yeah, you definitely do need it. But some of the climate scientists, or not climate scientists even, actually they're more like historical anthropologists who study the mass extinction events for the last 4 billion years, have shown that basically every time there's been a mass extinction, it was when the carbon silicate cycle got out of whack, one way or another. Too little carbon or too much can also cause bad things. But in the extremes where carbon gets bad enough, where it actually causes huge catastrophic mass extinction events, the carbon levels are way higher than even the slightly high levels that we have now. I'm talking like they were saying like that, like I was trying to say before, at the end of that pre-Cambrian mass extinction. I can't pronounce
sometime way back in the old days. We all but you think about it, and they're
30,000 times higher or something.
But a lot of people are talking about, they say, oh gosh, the carbon is going to cause the Earth to warm. But in truth, it's the Earth warming is the cause of carbon. it is not a result of carbon.
Yeah.
It is the cause of higher carbon.
And
but
the sun is heating the
My-
planet.
my-
Yeah,
That's what's happening.
sun too, and it's the sun the sun is heating the planet, and then we get more carbon, and then of course when you get a lot more carbon dioxide, you probably get a lot more plant growth too.
Yeah.
But this is it now.
Plants adapt to it.
NASA's greening maps, even Sahara's now starting to get more and more as well.
Yeah.
It's everywhere.
Yeah, but the thing is, you look at it like
Record harvests everywhere.
we
Wow.
we have all this artificial. I think the point is there is too much of creation. You know, there is too much of artificial man-made. This let me put it this way. You know, the oxygen that we all are breathing from. You know, we always believe that in schools that they're coming from trees and all these natural stuff. You understand? But now, if you burn them down, what are we inhaling? It's going to be artificial.
Well, it's what we're inhaling is mostly nitrogen. I think that's what.
Yeah, but carbon
94%.
dioxide is only 0.04% of the atmosphere, and man-made part of that is only 0.02.
Yeah, yeah, but you know what you're actually talking about. See, and it's good that you said that, because what you are saying is what everybody is indoctrinated to think.
Yeah.
That this stuff coming out of the back of your car is carbon dioxide. Well,
Yeah.
Get close to this.
It's carbon monoxide.
Yeah, and all that. Yeah, it's carbon monoxide with a lot of other chemicals.
Okay.
There's probably no carbon dioxide at all in that. Coming out the back of your car.
Yeah.
And and they carbon, and they make it sound like, you know, like it's a, like, you know, when you start a fire and something's burned up and it's all black and you say, oh, it's carbon, you know, and all that. And that's what we were taught when we were kids, but it's not. Carbon dioxide is odorless and it's colorless.
Carbon footprint.
Yeah.
Like there you
You
go.
got to reduce your carbon footprint.
Yeah.
Stop eating meat.
Yeah, and isn't it strange that you
eat
have
the
all of
crickets.
these,
Eat the worms.
all of these people that are telling us they have a far bigger carbon footprint than all the rest of us do.
Yeah.
You know, you can take
And they're
1,000
flying on their
people.
private jets to go to their Davos meeting or whatever.
Yeah, all of them.
I'm
Well,
gonna
the
go
re- well, the
on
re-
a ski trip in the Alps after this.
Well, the reason they don't do it by Zoom is because you can't get bags of cash by Zoom, see? So they have to go there and get it.
Yeah.
We have to go meet each other and have a big circle jerk and talk about how great we are for telling the guy who's living in a trailer park that he needs to drive his car to work less.
Yeah,
He
isn't
needs
that
to take a bicycle.
I saw today where the guy was saying that the rich will still keep flying and everybody else can have like a virtual helmet on and still go on holiday.
Yeah.
I think
Oh, that's so wonderful life
Rolf
that we have.
wants to say something.
I was going to say that carbon is their goal to destroy countries that are, you know, third world or first world countries like the United States, UK, Australia, Europe. And while China and the other countries are building all these coal plants and putting all these great things in the atmosphere, and then you got people, I hear they're building carbon extraction plants to take it out of the atmosphere.
I heard something like that.
Wow.
Now, this is going to be strange, but if you're an alien invader, right, what would you do? What's the first thing you're going to do? Take out the top dog. Who's the top dog of the world right now? No, the white race.
Oh, the bad guy.
We know
Okay.
freedom.
Yeah.
We know freedom,
That's huge.
and we fight for freedom. The white race has always fought for freedom, and we freed a lot of people. Now, the white power guy is afraid of the white race because they know the white race is the freedom people. So they want to get rid of the white, then they're going to get rid of all the others. Mark the words.
So we got the lizards in control of us, or is it just, are these
Well,
different type of aliens?
No, that's another
I don't
discussion.
know.
Lizard people.
That's another discussion, but it's true. The carbon, we need carbon, but
Yeah.
like you said, too much carbon is, you know, like too much anything is not good. Too less of something is not good, right? It's a moderation. The planet is an amazing thing how it is able to give us what we have right now. A slight change here and there, yeah, temperatures and stuff can change everything. We could go freezing right now.
Yeah. We've
Yeah.
had
Perfect.
so many cycles in the history of this planet. Like,
Oh my God, yeah.
going back
Yeah.
and forth between too hot, too cold. You know, we're still in ice age, what, 10,000 years ago? We're still kind of coming off of that.
Yeah.
Interglacial period.
And to think to push this science, we're saying, oh, the temperature's been going up maybe by 1 degree centigrade for the past 120 years. It's like, well, what the hell do you think that the planet is going to be static forever? Like, no, it never was. It never was ever in the last 4 billion years completely static when you're comparing time frames of several hundred years at a time.
But that's our mindset, though.
Climate over blocks of 100, a few thousand, or even especially a few million years.
Yeah. I think that's right, because 100 years ago, if you check, we're having this, like in Belarus here, we have cold, it's snowing, right? And 100 years ago, in other countries, it was snowing. Like we talk about Antarctica, it's really cold. It's been cold.
Minus 118 Fahrenheit.
Exactly. Look at Yakut. Yakut, minus 75,
wow.
minus 80, and this been generations. I think mostly, the artificial man-made is really going on. It's actually going on, but like
Northern Hemisphere's got coldest temperatures in 20
exactly.
years
So sometimes you keep on asking, why is all this? Why are they talking about climate change all the time? Climate change is going to minus 6.7 degrees. That it's going. This year is going to be like minus 30. The question is
distraction.
Where we were having this years ago, where there were no clothes. There were no clothes, no jackets, no winter hoodies, but people survived them. They survived them in their own ways. You understand? And you talk about now why are they distracting me and you, spending so much money, billions of trillions of dollars, going to finance whatever you don't know. They call it climate change. I asked myself this question. I have been asking, even till today, I'm still asking, why are we still having climate summit for climate change?
Yeah, that's
in my country. I don't understand what even is climate change. I don't know. If you ask me, trust me, if you come to me and say, sir, please, can you tell me about climate change? I will say, I don't know. I don't know what is it all about. I don't know what is climate change. All I know is, we have 3 seasons by God, given to us naturally by God. We have dry season, we have cold season, we have the winter. Whatever it is called.
That's another point that Lukashenko was talking about. He was saying, there's people saying, what do we can't, there's this climate change, so what are we going to do about it? Where are we going to get the money to adapt to this? Where are we going to get the money? And then Lukashenko says, I'll tell you where you get the money. And he talked a little bit more, and he says, we can get the money. You know how much money they spend on wars, these trillions and trillions of dollars? Well, let's stop making war. Then we don't have the pollution. Yeah. And then we have the money to solve it as well.
That's for sure. That's for sure.
But everybody wants to dominate. So you get the masters of the universe on the other side of the Atlantic over there, and they want.
But look, the question is
domination.
The question is, you and I are in Belarus right now, and the climate change actually, whether it's happening or not, I don't know actually. But we asked this honest question is, what money do we really need for this climate change?
That's exactly
that's the whole question. I just want to know.
No, because you don't need any, and you're not going to change it. But the rich people are trying to fool us to think, we got to pay a lot more taxes and everything. Yeah. And guess who it goes to? It goes to them. It goes to the governments and the rich people.
Yeah.
It's just a way to distract people.
And guess what? If you guys send enough money, then the climate is going to change. And it's going to get better. That's what they want to tell you.
Where I bought this hoodie, it's not, they don't even know whether the climate change is there or not. This is just to keep me warm. You understand? Where I bought my winter boots, they don't even know whether it's, all I understand is that when the winter is coming, I need to buy a hoodie, a jacket, a boot to avoid my legs being frozen. When it's, hot season, I need to buy something free to keep my body cold. Yeah. And exactly. And when we have, the Harmattan, we have Harmattan in Africa, like all this harsh wind blow and stuff like that, I need to buy some masks to wear them, at least some glasses to be able to avoid wind in my eyes and my nose. So now the question is now, climate change, and then every year we spend over, they will tell you we have spent over trillions of dollars that the climate change is coming. We have to support this climate change because it's going to be this way. And last year in India, it was like minus 75. And this year is going to be like plus 20, plus 50. Gambia is always plus 45. It's too hot. Sometimes plus 50. It's burning. If you go to the provinces part of the Gambia, it's 65 sometimes.
You know.
No, they leave.
Really?
100%. You live like nothing happened. The climate change has nothing to do with that. I'm just saying for you to understand, these are things that have been happening generationally. You understand? We know how to survive them.
Wow.
You understand?
That's hot.
If you come to right now, as I speak to you, if you check the climate in Gambia right now, it's over 27 to 30. And Belarus is like -8.
Yeah.
But they still survive. I come from there. I'm here, we're like, whew, it's cold. I've never get used to like -15.
Well, you
Even
don't,
-1.
you don't go outside naked, right? So.
Exactly. You know, but the point is, no matter how hot it is,
You have a general.
exactly 33. You see, you can find it out. Right now, Gambia is 33 degrees.
I lived in South Texas for 4 years, and it's like it gets up to like 38 to 42. So,
Exactly.
all the time in
And
summer.
currently, right now, is for Gambia is winter. You know, in the nighttime it's cold. It's 20. When we reach to
It's cold.
yeah. When we reach to 15, everybody start wearing big jackets in Gambia. You know, you feel like even in Senegal.
They do that in Texas too. They're like,
Yeah. You know, you
parka
feel
and everything when
it's
it's
really
like-
cold. When you come to Belarus, you'll be like, I'm in hell. You know, because it's too cold. So that is the whole point. I think this thing is all about politics. It's all about
Money.
distracting us,
Money.
trying to,
money,
you know,
control.
it's about distracting the people,
Yeah.
keeping them from looking at a lot of the other things that are going on in the world that are wrong with the world, which there are many, especially the leaderships in many of the countries.
Yeah.
keeps them away from looking at that and criticizing that. Gives them something to kind of like distract them with a big problem that everybody's got to look at. Don't pay attention to the corruption or anything, or all the people suffering from other things. Look at that, and then also it gets people to self-police themselves, basically, change their own behaviors in order to align with this agenda, and then it also gives the government the authorities to make more laws to control people with under the excuse of climate change. Basically.
Well, you won't have to police yourself in the future. We will put the chips in your head,
AI.
and then they will make
You will like it, and you will get your bug pills in the mail every morning.
When the COVID come, I was like, go and get vaccinated. Sorry to say this, I've never been there. I've not been vaccinated.
No one in this room.
No, none of us are.
Okay. But this like the same thing. You understand? We are just living the same kind of reality right now in the climate change, in the discussion of people for them to have 1-2 steps ahead of us. You and I we living in Duke, we living down under. They just getting here and we getting down here.
I wanted to, it's a good question. You were talking about vaccination. Now, I was living in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and what is it, 95%, 96? I don't know, or percent of the people are black people there. And during that time, most of them didn't want to get vaccinated. A lot of them had to, because otherwise they get fired from their job. And
Same here.
as far as, let's see what time we have. Okay, and also in Africa, I heard most of them didn't. So I have my own theory, but just to hear from you.
Okay.
Why is it that most black people don't want to get vaccinated? At least with COVID, anyway.
I think that's a very, very good question. Personally, myself, have not been vaccinated because I don't want to be vaccinated. I don't know what was that. Africa never had smallpox. You know about smallpox, right?
Yeah.
Smallpox is that reaction that comes on your face.
Oh, I think I know what you're going to get into.
Yeah, we never have that. We never have malaria. We don't know malaria.
But they vaccinated people against smallpox.
Okay, so this is what I'm saying. Now, if you were fooled many times, because we know that you bringing this vaccination to us will cause another reaction in our skin again. I have been educated. I tell people the only mistake that the West did is to educate the black people.
Gosh.
That was the biggest mistake that they did. And now, because of that, they are now causing victims. They are now becoming our victims now. We are not their victims actually anymore. You cannot come and give me something to put on my system that I don't know. My brother was telling me that he lives in Italy. He was like, bro, the vaccination I got, you can put my phone magnet. I said, are you serious? He was like, when the magnet was there.
Yeah. Hey,
Some people said that.
I've got a photo of our landlord, right, when he got vaccinated, and I went and got a magnet, and it works.
Yeah, it works.
It works.
My brother put that magnet on him. It was thick inside. I was like, you want me to get vaccinated with the magnet?
Yeah.
Bro, like this is gonna be in my skin.
I put a fridge magnet on.
How long will this be in my skin?
I was hearing that was fake. And
No,
now I'm
it
hearing
wasn't
from people
fake. That
have
was
actually
real.
seen it.
Look, that was
I'll
real.
show you a
Really? You
photo.
actually
I'll
saw
show
it?
you a photo. Yeah, I took.
My own brother. I said, my own brother. He told me that. I was shocked. And now we smallpox, the likes of smallpox, malaria, and all this disease, we don't have them in Africa before. They were introduced. You know, I had one leaked video was like, we want to eradicate all the Africans and then, you know, step like because they are populating too much. This was a leaked video in many years ago.
They suppress
Well,
Africa.
Gates, I thought what you were going to tell me about like the smallpox, because I believe that was, I don't even know what country anymore, because by the way, it's all wiped off the internet. Bill Gates, you know, first he went to India, and that's wiped off the internet. And
polio that did it.
yeah, in India, when
Smallpox
they became
Africa.
paralyzed. A lot of
Polio, yeah.
I'm
Pursuing,
sure
aren't they?
lots of people got
Polio a couple
paralyzed.
years
A
ago.
lot of people
Malaria
in
and stuff.
Africa died. He
Yes.
vaccinated.
Who
I think
in
it was.
Bill
I think
Gates
that.
Foundation?
I think that was smallpox.
Look,
I don't think it was
And
polio. was it?
look, polio is still there. AIDS is still in Africa. You know, malaria is still there. Smallpox is still there.
Now we might get taken off of YouTube.
Well, malaria is going to be like, you can't get rid of
And,
that.
and when you're coming to us, when you come from Europe, and they be like, be careful, there's malaria there, there is smallpox there, be careful. But this was not our sickness.
I'm going to interrupt. We're only got about 10 minutes left. I wanted to ask Bubba as well. Since you've been in Belarus, I'm just going to change the subject totally, right?
Okay.
Since you've been in Belarus, what do you think of the place?
Well, it's different. Yeah, it's different from other countries that I've traveled to when it comes to Europe. And I think what I can say as somebody coming from an African prospect, before I don't know Belarus, you know, and it was never in my head that it was even part of the map. And when we heard about Belarus before, we were like, it is on the Russian Federation, and anything Russian Federation by our beliefs from the West, it is bad. You know, there is no security. You know, you don't have to come there. And though in 2020, yeah, a friend of mine lived here. He's from Cameroon, and I've been working with him for so many projects in real estate. And he was like, "Bro, come here." I said, "What's up, bro? Like they say Belarus is not safe. Are you even safe?" He was like, "Just come, you would know." So since my arrival here, like a month and a plus, you know, things has been different. I have seen different. Blacks are not being racially profiled here.
No.
You know, blacks are not being, you know, judged based on their color. In fact, what I realize is they are too scared to talk to you because they think that you will not even respond to them. If somebody met me at the university campus, he shook my hand. He was like, "Bro, this is the best day of my entire life." I was shocked. I asked him why. He speak English. He was like, "I have never in my entire life touched a black man. They are very nice. They are very good people. They are positive." To be honest, I was out of words looking from my prospect. And, you know, I feel more safe walking as a black man on the streets in Belarus than walking as a black man in the UK, in Europe, or in America.
Wow.
That's just part of me. And the only problem that we have is just maybe when it comes to the salary point, which, you know, a lot of people are here to make an earnings. After studying, they want to look for something. You know, we all know how Belarus is. They have their own currency. You have to respect that. You know, they pay you based on their currency. You know, whatever the value is in dollars, that is dollars. Dollars is in America. Belarus is rubles. You have to respect that ruble terms. That's what I believe in my own prospect. You understand? But you know, being as an African in this country, I think it's been great for me. I feel like when I met you in the university, I told Duke that, look, for me, I'm good. I'm here to establish a business. I'm going to stay. I'm going to do a lot of things in Belarus. And then if I can help my African brothers and other people from coming from all the countries, I will do that. You understand? So that is the energy that I get from people. People are lovely.
You even bought a house here, right?
Come again?
You bought a house here.
I make a purchase of a property 1 kilometer away from Minsk. It was very cheap, you know, and I don't got any issues with that. You understand? Like compared to buying a property in Europe, even if you are buying a property in Sicilia of Italy, you cannot buy nothing less than $10,000. It's from 25, 40, 50, 60. You understand? So that's one thing I love about Belarus. You know, I think they are trying to create a space of their own where they want to do things in their own formality. Right? When I came in first, I was using my credit card from the Gambia, you know, and also one from the UK. They were working actually, but the UK is having some issues. But the Gambia, anytime I slot in, cash is coming up. I was like, okay, look, I feel like I'm in Africa. You understand? So I think for me, it's been great, and people are lovely. The food, actually, you cannot talk about that one. It's nice, you know. And yeah, I'm really comfortable. I'm safe, and I'm sure my African brothers are listening in the media. They know it's safe for them. You know, they know it's safe for them. You know, nobody would have to have that. That physical, you know, that physical or racial profiling against you. They see you, a black man, they hug you, they kiss you on your cheeks. Nobody have ever kissed me in the UK before. Nobody have ever kissed me on Europe before. You know, like somebody say, African brother. No, here they be like, yo, you go to the club. I've been to the club before to go and some music. I feel like I was a prince in the castle. So it's like, this is my space, you know.
Right.
You understand? You know, you have that love and that attention and that peaceness. So I think that's for me. Yeah.
Okay.
So far, thank you.
On that high note, we're going to wrap it up. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Hopefully you'll come again. Duke, see you next Wednesday.
Yeah.
Steve, thanks for coming.
Yeah.
And goodbye, everybody.
Have a good night.
Goodbye.
Have a good night. Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Oh, good.